does Indonesia need a multi-hazard early warning system? From the views of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah. Yeah, my name is Adib Abdurrahman. I'm actually I'm working for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Indonesia, and also fortunately that I also dealing with disaster risk management in foreign policy level. In every, I think, it's not only, it's really important that we have a multi-hazard early warning systems, especially Indonesia is a disaster-prone country, right? And then until today, I think, let alone the policy, government still have problems in detecting disasters, to prevent disasters, let alone mitigate, even to prevent. It's still really problematic for the government. So I think to strengthen and forge a reliable a multi-hazard early warning systems is not only necessary, it's highly important, should be prioritized.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
Okay, my next question. I would like to know what's the current developments of Indonesian aid. What's the process right now? What's the status right now?
Yeah, actually, in terms of bureaucracies, I mean, we've done with the all discussions, and I think all governments, I mean, all institutions in Indonesia have already agreed that Indonesia will need an Indonesian aid. First, of course, to strengthen Indonesian humanitarian diplomacy posture. But the problems is now, it's to decide whether Indonesian aid it's more of a financial, it's an issue, it's an institution should be governed by Ministry of Foreign Affairs as a diplomacy tools, or Ministry of Finance as a part of, as a financial affairs. That's right now the problem, because the spirit of the current government is, aside from, they also very much heavy, I mean, one of the biggest priorities of the government is to make the budgetary systems is more efficient. So they think if Indonesian aid, on the other hand, is not a very sound, it's not an investment for in their perspective. It's a giving out money for a non-tangible result. It's at this perspective from the Ministry of Finance. While in Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it's very important to establish Indonesian stature in international world. International world. So the problem is still in this. So the problem is still in this difference. So, but the president in principles already agree that we need all of the government institutions agree that now Indonesia should not only receiving humanitarian aid but also giving humanitarian aid. But the problems is still in the principle on how to view the humanitarian aid itself.
Very nice. And next question, just follow up about Indonesian aid. In the next 5 years, how do you see Indonesia's position within the Asia Pacific region with the establishment of Indonesian aid? What's the direction? Seafood.
I have to disclaim that this is my personal view.
Yes. Okay.
I don't think that'll make much of a difference, because I think it's too late for Indonesia to catch up with other countries that already being really experienced in aid
example,
business. For Japan, for instance, or Korea, KOICA, they already have a really good establishment. JICA, and because
USA.
Yeah, because from the schemes that right now, like, the government should not be able to, because we still have a very fundamental problems to sort the poverty, economic development, economic progress, export, import, stimulate the government spendings are going over there for infrastructures. We basically still deal with a very fundamental fundamental problems and spending.
Yeah.
So I still don't see the government like concrete measure or actions to actually wants to build Indonesian image through the aid. I mean, like the mechanisms is still like a very minor capacity building, and then things that Indonesia can do and that don't cost a lot of money. And right now, even the government is trying to tap the potentials that owned by the non-government organizations. So to be honest, the main the main idea of Indonesian aid is that
Getting money.
to actually enlarge the government capacity by not adding more spendings from the government. So you kind of wants to tap other potentials. You want to put it in a group, in a pool of fund that is not actually owned by the government, actually owned by non-government. So the government wants to use private money on behalf of the government. So I don't think that's a really good idea. That's, to be honest, the grand design that we have today. And I don't think that kind of measures and approach will make any difference in the future. I mean, how much, like Japan? Come on, they already been really. They focus their diplomacy, their soft power diplomacy and aid is their diplomacy. Like it's not a complementing their diplomacy; it's their diplomacy. And Thailand also seeing that way as well.
Thailand already has a
Taika. Yeah, basically, like, everybody's imitating Japan right now. Taika, Koika. They're doing the same. So, while Indonesia, on the other hand, to be honest, even with Indonesian aid, we still don't have any long-term planning and objective. To be honest, like if you talked about JICA, the aid is very motivated. I mean, their aid actions is very motivated because they're interlinked with the industry.
Production. They sell their innovation.
So they're giving aid to other countries while helping their local industry.
Selling the technology.
But Indonesia still don't have that.
Understand. Okay, thank you very much for your time. And let's enjoy our dinner.